Hey guys, Brad here from Scooter Street. Look, today we're going to answer an absolutely imperative question if you're a scooter tuner, and that is, does tuning work? Do you need to change your jets? Do you need to change your transmission tuning if you're installing performance parts? Now we're going to do this with a demonstration on our Piaggio shop zip behind me. We're going to do it in 4 stages. First stage, I'm going to take the bike for a ride how it is, totally stock. We're going to see how it goes. Second stage, I'm going to put a performance exhaust here on it and change nothing else. I'm going to take the bike for another ride, and we're going to see what difference just the exhaust with no other tuning makes. Third stage, I'm going to bring the bike back. I'm going to change the jet only and nothing else. Then I'm going to take it for a ride again. We're going to see how the bike goes with just a performance exhaust and an enlarged jet to suit the exhaust. Then I'm going to bring it back for stage 4, and I'm going to lighten the rollers and put some stiffer clutch springs in. Then we're going to see what the bike goes like again with these transmission tuning upgrades done. Now this is going to be good because we're going to be able to break down exactly what difference each tuning part makes and whether you really need to do it. Because you would have heard me say 1,000 times, when you're changing performance parts that change the combustion of the engine, exhaust, cylinder, carby, these sorts of things, you need to change other parts of the bike around it to suit. Now instead of me just telling you that, today I'm going to show you why that's important with an actual demonstration in the real world, and you can see what the difference is in real life. Okay, stage 1, totally stock. This is our, if you watch our videos, you recognise this is our shop zip that we actually put a brand new piston in a few weeks ago. So she's got 18,000 Ks, but she's got a brand new piston, so should get a really good idea of what she's going to go like just as a totally nice, clean, fresh, stock Piaggio zip. Let's go. Okay, so just got back from our stage 1 test ride. Obviously no speed machine, so doing 50 k's an hour absolute maximum and very, very slow acceleration. So I'm going to bolt this Malossi Wildline performance exhaust on there, and we'll take it out for our little stage 2 test ride and we'll see how it goes. Got our wired line on here, ready to go. Alright, so I'm going to rip her out on the street and take her for a test ride. Hopefully it doesn't seize. I'm only going to be riding a couple hundred meters up and down the road. Obviously there is that danger of it overheating, but I think because it'll be such a short ride, it shouldn't matter. Won't go at all. Alright, didn't seize, obviously, but it's just running so lean. If you give it anything more than about a quarter throttle, it just dies straight away. So obviously we're going to have to put a bigger jet in there and see how it goes. So I'm going to put a 60 jet in there now, and then we're going to take it for our stage 3 test ride. So this will be a totally otherwise stock scooter, but with a Malossi Wildline exhaust and a 62 jet in there. And we'll take it for a ride and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I just got back from our stage 3 test. So this is with the Malossi Wildline exhaust and the 62 jet. And it's made a huge difference, obviously. Acceleration, big difference from stock, and obviously a drastic difference from with the Wildline and the stock jet, because it didn't really run with that. And about 10 k's an hour increase in top speed from stock, which obviously is a really good increase on one of these little zips. So doing 60 k's an hour now, where it was doing 50 stock. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and do the transmission tuning on this one. We're going to see how it goes again. See what difference we can get from the transmission tuning. Now with the transmission tuning, that's going to involve some lighter rollers I'm going to put some stiffer clutch springs in the clutch as well, so we can delay that engagement. And I'll take it out for our stage 4 test ride, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully a bit more of a difference again. Obviously at this point we can see that a bigger jet makes a huge difference. The bike just will not run with the stock jet and the performance exhaust. And even just putting the bigger jet in there with no transmission tuning makes a big difference. So I'd be interested to see, to show you what the transmission tuning difference makes on top of that. I thought I'd just show you before I put it together. Obviously we've got our variator out here. We've got our standard rollers here. Now, these are standard Piaggio ones. You can usually tell because they're pink. Now they are going to be about 7.5 gram each. So what I'm going to do, we found these are some old Leo Vince guides, rollers, sorry. And these are around that 5.8, yep. So I'm going to do a 3 and 3 combination because I found that works really well with performance exhaust on most of the Piaggios. Because these factory rollers are actually still in really good condition. So obviously, look, we've mentioned it many times before, but when you do a combination of rollers, that's absolutely fine. But you must alternate them in the basket. This is our variator basket. Now, by alternating them in there, you're keeping the weight spacing even. So when it spins up, one side isn't heavier than another. It remains nice and even. So look, alternating them with 7.5 and 5.8, we're going to end up around 6.6, 6.65 roundabouts there. So we're going down by roughly 1 gram on average per roller, and I think that's going to be spot on for this exhaust. Now the other thing I wanted to mention is while we're in here, I'm going to have a quick check of the guides, and I've had a look and I've seen that they're obviously fairly worn. You see that big deep groove in there, and that's from being inside the ramp plate and wearing and doing its job, wearing the guide so it doesn't wear either the ramp plate or the basket. So while I'm in here, I'm going to put a brand new set of guides on this ramp plate and put this back together. Now I won't show it, but I am going to also chuck a set of these Polini clutch springs in there. Now these ones here are specifically designed for the factory clutch, and we usually use the yellows. I think for this particular application the blues would be far too stiff. It's going to end up probably glazing and wearing the clutch and not being good. So I think the yellows, sorry, will be pretty much exactly where it's at. And you see there, they're meant to engage at about 6,000 RPM, so they're 50% stronger than the factory springs. So I think that's going to be absolutely on the money for this scooter. So I'm going to go ahead and chuck this all back together, and then we can take the bike out for another test ride and see how it performs with this transmission tuning having been done. Now, it's hard to get a good representation on film, but when you're on the bike and you're feeling it, it is quite a dramatic difference. The initial acceleration, which would be primarily due to the clutch springs, but also the rollers, it's a really big difference. It really pulls away quite quickly now, so let's see how fast it goes. I just got back from a stage 4 test ride, as you would have seen. The bike's doing basically the same top speed, maybe just an extra K an hour faster. But to be honest, you're not really expecting to get more top speed with a roller or a roller change or a transmission tune. You're really expecting to get more acceleration, and it's difficult to convey it on a video. But in real life, when you're sitting on the bike, you can feel a significant difference in pickup off the line and through that low to mid acceleration range. It is a big difference. That's really what you're looking for with transmission tuning. Now the Wild Lion's not a huge difference in terms of power increase from the factory exhaust. It's definitely a significant difference, but not as much as, say, a higher performance exhaust. So when you're working in smaller increases of performance with the exhaust, you need to recognize you're also working in smaller increases in terms of performance that you're going to get with a transmission tune as well. So it's probably not going to translate really well in a video. But I can tell you, having sat on the bike before and after, the transmission tune, it really is a significant difference. Hopefully you can see some of that in the video. It's just quite difficult to convey. Thanks for watching, guys. Look, hopefully there was some useful information in there. It's always really valuable to be able to demonstrate something in real life rather than just explaining it. And I hope that's what we're able to do with this video. You have a better understanding now of why tuning of the carburetor and the transmission is so imperative when you're installing performance parts that change the combustion of the engine, such as carburetor, exhaust, or cylinder tuning. As always, guys, if you have any questions at all, please let us know. We endeavour to answer every single question in the comments, and we're really thankful for your support, and thanks again for watching.